already crowned champions of this 7's World Series, going for their 5th tournament win, and then USA against England. So confirmation, Fiji against Australia, the 2012 winners here at Twickenham against the 2010 winners here at Twickenham. Hit each other a fair few times, haven't they? 62 in total. Fiji leading 42-20 in that series. On all 27 of their pool games, Fiji. They really have been the standout team all series, and again here at London they were superb against South Africa earlier in the day with those big forwards, Piatuai, Semi Kunatani, Ed Jenkins and Cameron Clark, personify exactly what Australia are all about, the effort and the desire to win that normally comes when you wear the green and gold. So a place in the Twickenham Cup final at stake here. 14 minutes of rugby to decide whether it will be Fiji or Australia. Beating Scotland in their Cup quarter-final, an impressive victory that was earlier on for Australia, 31 points to 19. Has done wonders with his Fijian side. So animated earlier on in the day when Fiji were crowned champions. Richard Kelly, the man in possession of the P in the middle. And it's Australia who will have the kick-off. The last instructions going out to the players. Cup semi-final, number 1. USA and England wait. Now it's Fiji against Australia, and Fiji unable to take the kick-off, and Australia get that ball straight back. That early possession, that early shrug away. Nick Malouf did well to evade the tackle because it was a physical one. Good early possession for Australia here. They want some points from it though, because we saw earlier with Fiji they can strike from anywhere. Malouf. Jenkins twisting, tiring his way towards that line. Can't get there this time. There's plenty of width to this Australia attack now, but they may not need it. They go straight through the middle, they do. And it's Tom Lucas for the first try, and it's been such a blistering start. We haven't heard from Carlton Arna until now.
What a great start from the Australians here. They're in a great position because no one expected them to A, get to the semi-final, or B, even have a chance of beating Fiji. But this is what I love about them. They just scrap for every inch. Ed Jenkins personifies that. Look at the way he fights and turns and twists. Draws on a lot of defenders. They get the quick pass out, and then Lucas, well, uses a couple of steps of decoy as well. It doesn't get any better than that.
We've seen more and more as this tournament has gone on, especially for the teams in the top end of the draw, using the width of the field. It's a big, wide, billiard-like track out here at Twickenham, using the width, and then because that defence is spread out, then cutting back through the middle.
Any teams are vulnerable if you're able to hold the ball against them, and Fiji are no different than anyone else, so they'll be very tired. And keeping in mind too, they've rested Osea Kalini-Sau, their captain, and their strike weapon, the Watha. So if Aussie get a roll on here, anything is possible.
And I'm sure it won't be spoken about, but subconsciously, when you've already won the series earlier in the day, it has to play its part, doesn't it? The foot subconsciously has to come off the pedal ever so slightly. And we're seeing an inspired Australian side here. Ed Jenkins, the captain, and this blistering start just gets a whole load better for Australia.
Was a dominating at the kickoff. Palmer Foe using his volleyball background there, gets higher than the number 8, Narcella Sella, who was lifted. Cameron Clark, he looks good when he goes forward with the ball, sets it up, nice composure. Again, a quick sealer, halfbacks there quickly. Lucas with the last pass, and well, the captain, he was down here only moments early, but on this occasion, he scores a try instead of setting it up.
He has a twin brother. He was in the crowd yesterday, and it's strange, obviously, for twins. You could not tell them apart. He has got a touch of the Superman's about him, isn't he?
He's playing like it at the moment. In Australia, well, they've had all the ball. Can they go again to Palmer Foe, straight up the middle of the park?
More Clark Kent than Superman. We're not talking about the Lycra here, but more the glasses and the suit. Very like Superman, aren't they, though, at the moment? Australia, Fiji have knocked this on, and Australia do. So they knocked it backwards, and then Australia unable to gather that ball.
You can just see through the body language, Jordan, you spoke about it, just the headspace of these Fijian teams are not the same, well, they don't look the same to me as they have in the previous games leading into this. Maybe just a step off at the moment. I'm sure they'll wake up at some stage.
And watch out when they do. The tackle for Australia now. Fiji do have a chance to have some possession. Here they go. Here they go. Paul Foe with the tackle. Lovely offload. Samasoni very, it's forward. The whistle has gone. There is a huge Fiji corner down to our left-hand side, who do not appreciate that decision from the officials, but I think the decision was correct.
Oh, most definitely it was. We were right in line with that. Just a little offload was forward. There it is there, yeah, you can see it by a mile.
I mean, this innate ability to be able to offload the ball from Fiji. I mean, if you look at the stats, the brilliant stats that compiled at these sevens tournaments, on average, and I know you can't have half a ruck, but 0.5 rucks per try. Fiji kick the ball in hand, off the deck, offload. And now the new fitness levels that Ben Ryan have brought to them, they are a joy to watch. Nick Maloof, and Lewis Holly now just spreads it wide again. Cameron Clark.
Rock.
Again, you can see the width which Australia are playing with. They're trying to go through that middle again. And it's their captain again. Great composure over the line. Knew he needed to bounce, and then one movement. Brilliant yet again from Ed Jenkins.
Oh, he's paying the price for scoring a second try, but it was a good one. Right before the half, what a time to score. Nick Maloof, I reckon he's one of the most underrated guys on the 7th circuit. Gets that pass away, a nice step by Ed Jenkins, and look at him over there. Takes it to ground and powers over. Speak about the offloads of the Fijians. Nick Maloof's got one in him as well. Ed Jenkins with a right-hand step, and look at him, he's never going to be denied. Plants it down with authority.
Two different styles, aren't there? But at the moment, tenacious will to win from Australia is shining through. Ed Jenkins is struggling, but he won't struggle to look at the half-time scoreline, will he? 21-0, Australia leading Fiji here in this first Cup semi-final.
Well, I think just taking a bit of a head knock, as Ed Jenkins said, I'll just take the time to assess him, but no one would have picked this. This Twickenham crowd is silent at the moment. I think they're all a bit stunned that this Fijian team has been outclassed at the moment in this first 7 minutes. They've been outworked. Australia have played to their strength, they've played to their structure, and they've been good. Really dominated possession, and Fiji, well, they just can't get their hands on the ball.
Down here with England head coach Simon Amell. Simon, the tension seems to have ratcheted up a couple of notches here.
Yeah, the atmosphere's built quite nicely, relatively quiet here today, but there's a good crowd coming here now, and it's it's all getting quite intense for this semi-finals.
Is it about replicating that performance you put on the field earlier on against New Zealand in the quarter-final?
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit disappointing Scotland last night, but that was the mental challenge, the Olympic qualification. The guys couldn't quite get themselves right, but really chuffed with the effort in that last one against New Zealand. Plenty still to work on. We got opened up quite a few times, and USA look to exploit that, I'm sure.
A cup final, some carrots, isn't it?
Any cup finals carrots. Play here in front of the home crowd would be amazing.
Best of luck.
Thanks.
Palmer goes over, but it's at a cost. He's taken a late blow.
Well, he's been outstanding in this first 7 minutes, Johnny. Palmer-Foe, at kick-off time, he's retained 2. Australia have scored 2. Ed Jiggers, he's just been down. He gets up and gets his kick-off. Nick Maloof involved, gets involved again, and, well, here's Palmer-Foe, the right foot step. 2 tries in a minute. Another one, he just goes through the defence and cops on right over the top, and I think Fiji got a player in the bin as a result.
I mean, 26-0.
Restart with a penalty to Australia. No, I'm not going to.
28-0. Australia, as you say, of course, got the conversion. And it'll start with a penalty. We can't end the half, of course, on the penalty, so we'll have to play again. It's another opportunity for Australia.
Guys, who's come onto the field here?
To get another score here. And you say they've kept to their structures, done the basic things really well, and they have got a really heavy advantage over Fiji here.
Number 4. That is you.
Are you going to give the yellow card?
We're just waiting here. I don't think the Fijians realise that the player's been yellow carded.
Yeah, there was some confusion. Jenkins was down. Thought we were end of that first 7 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
But we aren't, and Australia have got another try. Fiji have just realised that.
What's wrong with you,
their man.
Yeah, number 3.
Garcia Winnie has been yellow carded. So Fiji, let's get this all straight. Fiji, 6 players on the field, Australia 7, and they have a 28-point lead, and it is now half-time, and they're fully in control here, Australia, at this first Cup semi-final. And that is an impressive performance, half of rugby that we've seen from Australia in this tournament.
Stop our aggression here, okay? It's only half time. Keep doing the same thing. As they restart, you know what they're going to do. They're going to start playing a little bit more now. They're going to look for those offloads. They're going to take a few risks. So we need to stay connected indeed. Work really hard. Put them on the floor, passing channels. When we've got the ball, keep moving the ball. Have that confidence, keep moving the ball.
Come on, not at this late stage in the season, eh? Now, this is the situation. 4 tries under the posts, takes this tie into extra time. Are we capable of scoring 4 tries?
Of course.
Then you need to look after the ball, and you need to show just how good we are to make sure in the next 7 minutes we run them off their feet. Now, you could do this if you play as a team, and you play whistle to whistle, and you control the ball. You got it?
Yes.
Let's go, eh? I'll make the changes when I need to. We're down to 6, so let's make sure we kick this ball off. Kick off and keep ball, eh? Kick off and keep ball.
Erawa, Filipa Ibatskatun.
Fiji!
One thing, back line. You are so quiet at the moment. If you don't start scoring, okay? Let's go, eh? Sammy, come on, you're the leader here.
I think with the view of 7s or 15s, it's just rare access to what the coach is saying now. That's why we didn't speak over that. Ben Wright, he's laying it down, isn't he? Saying, just how good are you? You may have won the series, but just how good are you? 4 tries underneath the sticks, whistle to whistle, and you're back in this game. Australia keep doing what they're doing, play with the width that they're playing. As England wait on, they're up next in the second semi-final against the US of A. But our attention back on this second half between Fiji and Australia, and just how good are this Fijian side. Still have a man in the sin bin on the naughty step.
One thing Ben Ryan also mentioned to Semi Kunatani, he hasn't touched the ball, he's got to get into the game somehow.
Umalai, straight and direct. Australia turned it over though. And the performance in the first half continuing in the second half. Fiji deep in their 22. Breakaway now. And this is what Garrett John said, wasn't it? Fiji will start to play some more rugby. Here they come. The crowd want to see it, but it's just not sticking at the moment. But it bounces the way they would like it to. Back inside. It's brilliant. Fabulous rugby from Fiji. They're a joy to watch here in London, and they've been a joy to watch all series long.
Well, it's a cardinal sin to allow a team with 6 players to score when you've got one man overlap, but you just can't help but stand and admire this Fijian side when they're in this mood. The breakout deep within their own quarter. They always have numbers in and around the ball. Look at it, there's 4. They probably should have scored from here. A little step on the outside does Palmafo. There's no one in front of him. But that's not the Fiji style. We'll just have a bit of fun with it too. Put a bit of showtime in there. Watch this last pass, just roll it up. Beautiful stuff when they're in full flight.
A bit of showtime, but only if you can do it. They make it look so simple, don't they? And that's just 6 men.
And Australia dominated in the first half because they had the restarts. Now Fiji have come back and won the last 2, and they're back up to 7.
Yeah, they're top of the restarts. They're retaining their own restart. 29% of them in this tournament.
Gold 11.
7:28. You wouldn't put it against them, would you? Jeludev comes on for Australia for Palmafo. Fiji score here. We have a real game on our hands. One in Australia, one in Las Vegas, one in Hong Kong, one last weekend in Glasgow. They've wrapped up the series, but they want more.
What do Australia do here? They're deep within their own half. Do they win the scrum and try and kick it downtown? They've already had 1 try scored against them doing that option. I think they're better to keep possession, keep hold of it. That's what was so effective for them in the first half.
They showed real patience, didn't they? Trusted themselves, trusted each other, trusted their structures. Need to go back to that now. That's what was so effective in that first half. Jelly just come on. Power high. Now there's some width for Australia. Cameron Clark. He'll just go out wide, looking for that offload inside. Fijians swarm around. Cameron Clark now at half-back.
Advantage offside.
Advantage coming to Australia. They're offside. Malouf spinning. Oh, he's going to go for the corner. The big fan. Nick Malouf. Australia strike back. And now you would suspect they have 1 foot in that cup final.
Oh, yes, indeed. Nick Malouf, he set up 1 try in the first half with a nice offload. But this is all about determination from the young man. They spread it to the right-hand side of the field. It's a late drop-off from the captain, Ed Jenkins, a hit and spin. Kunatani coming across, tries to punch it out, but look at that stretch from Nick Malouf.
So he's one of those players who just gets on with his work, his business, really quietly, really efficiently. There's not too many of the headlines, but he's Such an important man of this Australia Sevens team.
Yeah, it's just one of those guys that it's a must in your side, isn't it? A soldier, a guy who gets his hands dirty, does all the hard yards, not much rewards, but he's the one that really releases for the players on the outside.
University of Queensland man who was a flanker in the 15s game, only a couple of years of sevens now. His 22nd tournament. Missing a few tackles in this game, Fiji. I mean, they are a team that make mistakes. If you look at those very comprehensive stats, along with France, they made the most mistakes in this tournament, made the most mistakes in the series. But that ability to naturally play the game, to move the ball away with those fitness levels, it's a case of, well, we'll score more than you. And there's a little bit of argy-bargy down on the side here. Jesse Powerhide didn't particularly like the way that he was smashed into the AstroTurf around the side of the Twickenham turf here. There's a flag out.
Well, they're prone to doing this sometimes, the Fijian side. They actually did it against South Africa to upset, and South Africa didn't react. But this Australian team, well, that's what I like about them. They'll stand up and put their chin up and won't take a backward step. Jesse Powerhide don't mind that.
I'm playing advantage for a loss forward by gold.
Yep.
Can you tell me what's happened after the sideline here?
Yeah. After your loss, number 11 continues tackler on the line.
So yellow, sorry?
So yellow against number 11 white.
11 white?
11 white.
Carries on with the tackle.
Yeah.
Your recommendation for that?
Yellow card.
Yellow card
Yeah.
for 11 white.
11 white.
Okay, carrying on after the whistle's gone. Thank you. Number 11, please.
Waka, number 11, isn't he? The physical presence out wide.
Whistle's gone, you've carried on. Yellow card.
And the physicality after the whistle has gone. It's almost, we're the best and we don't like getting 33 points put on top of us, and we're reacting in a way that isn't the best, and it's kind of the feel to it.
Well, he's a player who has a chip on his shoulder when he's on the field. You know, something that I like, but you've got to have it controlled as well. You can't let it get into your head and cloud your mind and do silly things like that after the ball is dead. But who would have picked this? I don't think I would have. At this scoreline, 33-7.
I mean, you might think that Fiji may have taken their eye off the ball slightly, but this is a really big scoreline for Australia, and they're looking for more here as well. Just shows what a big part the mental side of the game plays. Huge part. 7s or 15s. Again, Australia going back to their structures. Playing it out wide. The tackle coming in. Colini Sal, the captain. Margis to Fiji here.
Yeah, lost forward first.
Knocked on from Australia. Well, we see one last magic try from Fiji in this Sevens World Series. They have the scrum.
Well, you can't win a game of Sevens rugby missing 19 tackles, and that's really been the story for this Fijian team. They've been dominated at the contact, ball in the air at kick-off time. Australia play to their strengths, and deservedly so, have a big lead and going to take this out. Have an opportunity to take out this London Sevens.
Stays like this, the third highest score Australia against Fiji. Maybe more. No, Australia say that will do. Third highest score against the champs. Yes. It's Fiji's series. They've wrapped it up, and they won't win their 5th tournament title this series. They wrapped up the HSBC Sevens World Series, of course, but they weren't able to reach the cup final here. It's Australia who go through to the cup final. They've beaten Fiji here in this first semi-final, 33 points to 7.